energy consumption. That is, first let us measure the energy consumption to manage the energy consumption for any given appliance or equipment or machine in a residential or a commercial building or in a given industry. Bureau of Energy Efficiency always guides the energy consumers and the energy professionals to first monitor the energy consumption for the given equipment and target the reduction based on the monitoring and how to optimize the same. We are going to just discuss the steps to monitor the energy consumption in many of the electrical equipments, appliances and gadgets in building and industries. We will just go into it as such. The steps to monitor the kWh or electricity in appliances, in machines, air conditioners, fridges and water heaters, as well as in the LPG stoves and in the water savings, what can be done towards the monitoring of the same. Why the energy monitoring is needed first in the buildings and industries? That is, first by monitoring the input and outputs of any given equipment, the energy inputs and the deliverable outputs of any given equipment or the machines or the appliances, and analyze the parameters relatively, definitely there is a appreciable and an excellent scope for saving, energy saving is possible in the existing equipments and machines in the buildings and industries. Bureau of Energy Efficiency always suggests the energy consumers to monitor their energy consumption to target the reduction as well to increase the production by optimizing the energy. The energy influencing parameters, especially to be monitored at the point of usage, at the input as well as at the drainage, especially in the buildings, how this can be incorporated in the existing appliances. This can be discussed in later session as such. So, your fridge or a AC or a LPG geyser or a DG set all need to have display the output parameters, whatever it is set given to the system appliances and what is delivered. This also needs to be monitored so that the energy conservation is possible and it can be achieved as such. So, the basic electrical parameters monitoring is definitely important to track the voltage or the current or the power consumption in kWh. All are essential to ensure the operational efficiency of the machines or the appliances as well as the safety. The electrical safety is more important for any given premises. So, that also can be assured by monitoring the basic power parameters, electrical power parameters of the given equipments and appliances. So, what can be implemented now in the existing single phase equipments as well as three phase loads run for many hours daily in the industry or in the buildings? You can see the LED indicator, that is, you see this image what is shown here is a volt meter in a button shape, button type, and a ammeter of 0 to 100 amps with current transducer. This has been used in many of the panels, machine control panels, and many of the panel builders are already using it, and it is been familiar to all the energy users as such. This voltmeter and ammeter based to measure the basic power parameters can be installed in any of the appliances like in the AC stabilizers, in the air conditioners or in the geysers or in the split air conditioners or even in the fridges like that, which are all consuming more power as well as more energy and running for more hours of the day. The appliances like AC and water heater OEM can also plan to install these gadgets now. See, whatever that is set in the, we are all using our domestic appliances, and the appliances the machines in the buildings, in the industries blindly. Just we have a setting, but what is delivered from the energy input to the machine and what the machine has given the output in terms of production is different in the industry, but in terms of utility in the buildings and industries. That needs to be seen and how this can be monitored. So these gadgets like this button type voltmeter and ammeter to measure the basic power parameters can be installed in the AC or water heater, and the OEMs can take up this as an initiative to install the same in their gadgets now. Especially in the water heater at the bottom of the geyser, for routine monitoring it can be fixed, because water heater is a place in especially in the residential buildings where the water and electricity in contact through the heating element, and though it is protected very much, but we need to have a definite isolation or a monitoring isolation of electricity from the usage point of view, as well as monitoring, power monitoring also is definitely needed here. Instead of adding a panel, this can be installed in the gadget itself, in the water geyser itself, or in the AC machine itself. Also in the industry, single phase machines, this can be added in the machine panel. This just costs few hundreds only, it's around 400 rupees or few hundreds only, and it is worth considering this, considering the safety aspects that is needed for the any given machine or the appliance as such. One is the monitoring of the power parameters, electrical power parameters for the safety of the machine and safety of the appliances. And next comes the run-hour meter and the 3-phase kWh meter or a single phase kWh meter, and like we always use it as a sub meter in many of the buildings, that can be used, and it is very reasonably priced. And this will give you the total kWh units consumed per day, either per a pump or for the geyser or any of the applications that is there in the building or in the industry. And provided this is divided by the number of hours, the total units consumed, and divided by the number of hours from the run hours that is run for the day, it gives the average kWh units per hour inputted to the pump or the geyser to give the daily for the pump means it gives to give the daily water consumption in liters. After conducting the barrel filling testing, we normally call this as a bucket filling test, normally to see how much of water can be filled in a bucket at the delivery of the pump, at the overhead tank or at the sump, and how much it is delivered. You measure it by using the bucket filling exercise. Normally it is done in the energy audits, in the building energy audits also it can be done as such. It can be done in the overhead tank, and the pump delivers. So this is a relative measure of efficiency of any given pump in the building segment. For 1000 liters of water to be delivered from the ground floor to the say 5th floor or the 10th floor, whatever it may be, for 1000 liters how much of kWh is consumed and what is the relative monitoring can be done for each and every pump of given any building as such. This benchmark will definitely arrive at can be arrived by the user routinely to assess your pump efficiency in different parts of the year, during the peak summer, at the during the other seasons of the year, other months of the year, so that the pump efficiency over a period of a year, how much it is sustained or it is deteriorating. Everything can be assessed and measured and calculated, and it can be kept as a ready reckoner in case of pump replacement later to an energy efficient or a 5-star rated pump. Also display this, say let us say this pump is done for 6 hours a day and it has given almost 1000 liters. You can put in your building notice board, display the building notice board how much of kiloliters, say 6000 liters is consumed yesterday. That is for the residents or the users to just, it will be prompting the residents, this much of water has been consumed, so how much they can take the steps to reduce the water consumption by in the individual residences, individual flats and houses as such. It is not only for the pump it is to be checked, it is also for the air conditioner or a geyser. Normally what is, we are operating like a blind equipments or an appliance only, we are only giving the settings, but what is delivered, what is the temperature, see, unless we know the temperature of the hot water that is delivered by the geyser to us, to the user, then only we know what is the efficiency of the geyser and whether it is performing relatively better normally over a period of time. This can be fixed by, this initiative can be taken by the geyser OEM at an affordable cost. This also costs few hundreds only, and it can be installed in the existing geysers also through their local dealers or the service providers. It is not only applicable to the geysers, storage geysers, it can be also installed in the split AC. See, the old split ACs, they did not have any digital indication of what is the temperature set and what is the temperature achieved in the given room or premises. So, this can be retrofitted on the existing decade old air conditioners, split air conditioners still running, but this can be installed on those type of air conditioners. The Power Ministry has always advised us to keep at temperature setting of 24 degrees and this instant exercise saved almost 18% energy savings for the AC users as such. This gadget can be installed in the existing old split which does not have display, and accurately you can view the temperature, room temperature after setting it, and within few minutes or how much time it takes to achieve the set temperature, to achieve the room temperature, it is able to achieve the set temperature. This not only finds in the buildings, it can be used in the fridge application also. Fridge also, it has a blind thermostat where it says summer cool or winter cool, but what is delivered and what is the temperature inside the freezer, a temperature sensor and a digital indicator inside the fridge, it will definitely help us when we are routinely using the fridge, and we can monitor it, and accordingly as per the season, as per the peak of the month, summer or winter season, we can monitor, we can adjust these thermostats in the fridge based on the temperature that is delivered, cold temperature that is delivered inside the freezer of the fridge as such. It can be also used in the production machines and utility machines for any of the premises. It is a add-on type button type thermal sensor based on PT100 or thermocouple, and definitely this can be made use in any of the premises where the temperature monitoring is very critical and needs to be monitored. Bureau of Energy Efficiency always have advised many of the common users, AC air conditioning users, to set at 24 degrees or more. Why they have set this more is, now people are more getting habituated or getting accustomed to this 27 degrees Celsius and still enjoying the multiple benefits of maintaining a good health or the saving the electricity and money, and reduces the carbon emission, as well as it is fighting the climate change. See, the four aspects has to be considered why we are reducing the, that is we are increasing the room temperature, air conditioners set temperature to 24 degrees or 27 degrees, that is mandatory now as such. And provided we have a digital indicator of what is the room temperature in our old air conditioners, this will help us to see, the user will be happy to know the AC has achieved the temperature which he wanted to set in the air conditioner, and that is achieved seeing the digital indicator. That is the steps to monitor the air conditioning temperature. Coming to the gensets, the high capacity gensets are used in many of the commercial buildings and many of the high rise buildings, and they have provision to monitor the diesel level in the genset, DG set, and these small capacity gensets less than 100 kV or say, let us say residential or commercial buildings, they have only a fuel gauge and needs to be very accurate with a better resolution. This is more important here, because the user can also put a label outside the fuel gauge. Say if it is a 60 liter tank, you can just put on every 10% step, you can put what is the in liters, how much of liters, so that daily if wherever there is a power cut and they are using the DG set, the user can definitely see how much of liters has been consumed on that day, and accordingly you can also see, you also need to have a 3-phase 4-wire meter, that is a kWh meter, to be installed in the genset. If it is not installed and it is working, it is fine. If it is not there, this needs to be added on, so that you know the units per liter that is generated by your DG set, especially in the buildings especially. See, the industries also achieve almost 3.5 to almost 3.8 units per liter in their DG usage, standby usage of say 500 kV or 1000 kV DG sets, but in the residential or commercial buildings less than 100 kV or 200 kVA, they achieve only 2 units per liter. That is practical, and that is to be just confirmed whether this is this much low or how this can be improved upon. For example, you have to guide the user to write in the logbook and daily display on the notice board also how much of diesel liters has been consumed and the common public building notice board, so that the resident is aware how much of liters has been consumed and how much of units that is generated has been used by the resident users inside the building. Say for example, yesterday the DG set ran for 5 hours and diesel consumed is 120 liters. Let us say the KWH generated is on 240 units, it means the UPL is almost only 2 units only per liter. So almost rupees 50 is spent towards 1 unit of electricity, and it is to be, the DG set needs to be maintained as well as operated efficiently. That is more needed now, especially in the residential and commercial building segment now as such. Also, leave alone the analog type of fuel gauge, the digital type diesel level gauge is also available now, and it is costing only a few thousands only, but definitely this will give you a input what is the diesel in liters consumed for genset run hours for the day and how much of KWH delivered. This is a health parameter. This parameter needs to be monitored during the daily running of the routine running of the diesel set as such. See, I am just trying to see the electricity monitoring, then the water monitoring, then the pump monitoring, then the overhead tank monitoring, then the diesel DG set monitoring. Coming to the LPG monitoring, the gadget is available in the market. Millions of users are already using in India, and out of say, let us say almost 30 crore families that are using the domestic LPG gas usage, and you find millions are using this retrofit like this gas saver kit, which also gives an indication monitoring of gas. You know the gas percentage, whether it is low or medium or high, you know the gas level, what is the gas level that is available in the LPG cylinder, domestic, especially the domestic cylinder. And this device also is safe, very much, it trips, cuts the gas out when there is a leakage of LPG gas from the cylinder to the stove or at the burner end. If there is any leakage, it automatically trips and it safeguards the premises, safeguards the kitchen in usage. Also, it gives a savings of around 10%. Only the LPG authorities have to approve this device for a normal and a regular routine usage of this device retrofitted to the existing cylinder, and definitely this will give a LPG savings is one aspect. LPG safety is the more critical aspect, especially in the residential and commercial buildings. Apart from it, the monitoring of LPG in the given cylinder, this makes it's from 0 to low to high, you know where is the level of LPG that is available in the cylinder, so that you can plan the usage of LPG in the cylinder, and you can plan the booking of LPG refill also accordingly as such. Coming to the water, see, water conservation or water saving is the basic form of energy conservation in any building segment or in the industries. Here, especially the water usage, see the point of usage or point of drainage, they display the volume of flushing. The flush tank OEM has to take the initiative to just label the high or low in what is the liters at the low button flush and high button flush, how much of liters has been drained through the flush tank, through the toilet. Though the city is maybe flooded with rains, but still each house or an apartment has to still use the bore water to raise the overhead tank, and excess water consumption in the flats because of continuous usage of high flushing throughout the day by individual user or individual flat, that is almost causing excess of 2000 liters per flat per month. Assuming it's a 6 times usage of urinals per person per day in a flat and almost 18 liters for 4 persons in a flat, this saves around 2000 liters of water per month per flat. So definitely the 6 liter or 3 liter, the flush tank OEM have to give only dual flush mode in any of the government also has to, the Jal Shakti ministry have to instruct the flush tank OEMs to have only dual flush mode in the flush tanks, and other one is the dual flush mode also need to be displayed, whether it is a 3 liter or a 6 liter, so that the user will conveniently use either a 3 liter for many times of the day and 6 liter only one or twice a day as such. It is not only the energy monitoring at the point of usage, but the the water usage delivery at the point of usage. Ministry of Jal Shakti has given this guidance to many of the buildings, including the office and public utility buildings and all the commercial buildings, to optimize the water usage by retrofitting these restrictors and aerators. In fact, these aerators and restrictors, they save around 60% of water usage, especially in the water usage applications. You can see the savings from almost you can see around 70 liters. See it has come from the flow rate has come down to 3 liters. From 10 liters per minute, it has come to 3 liters per minute after using this, retrofitting this device. See, also this aerator gadget, the bottom image, especially in the domestic side or for the cleaning applications, this aerator finds an excellent usage, and the cleaning application becomes more efficient and it is productive, and less cleaning time is taken as observed. So this also results in water saving as well. So the water saving can be achieved by fitting the restrictors in many of the small cleaning applications, or for all the vessel cleaning applications like this aerators definitely gives very much excellent savings of more than 50%. That can be definitely be used, because the water is precious now, and it needs to be saved by each and every individual, either in the residential building or in the commercial building or for the society or in the buildings and industries segment as well as such. All these steps to monitor the energy in terms of kWh or air conditioners or the geysers or the water heaters or what all the appliances used in the residential and commercial buildings, the case studies has been discussed in this energy book, Energy Monitoring and Conservation Practices in the Residential and Commercial Buildings. Kindly you can go through it, and also all the case studies have been uploaded by myself in the LinkedIn platform also for your kind information. Thanks for giving this opportunity. Thank you, thank you, thank you.